discovering over the past few months. She lost her home in the Fountain Grove area. So this is a very personal thing with her, and she's been speaking to insurance companies, and she's been learning about Agenda 21 on Fast Track. So without further ado, let me join us in welcoming Angela.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, I'll grab my phone right now and turn it on when I need it. It's off now, so okay. All right. Hello. Oh, sure. Excuse me. Okay. Oh, thank you for having me. This is so nice to meet everyone and to be here tonight. I'm the newbie in the room, so I'm getting to know you, and I have to tell you, it's been a road I never would have expected I would ever be on. Just in a million years, never had any idea that I'd be standing here. So I'm really grateful. And the Nixle report said, multiple fires are reported around Sonoma County. This is a quote. We currently have fires at Mark West Springs and Rebley Road in Santa Rosa. That's 2 miles or so where I live from where I live. Shiloh and Condi in Windsor, and Highway 116 at Fredericks and Sebastopol. Local fire departments are on scene and will notify you if any evacuations are called for. The strong winds are making these fires difficult. Dispatchers are being overwhelmed by 911 calls on reports of smoke smell. Please only call 911 if you see actual unattended flames. All right, so then at 10 o'clock, we had the police 1 o'clock, 1 a.m., we had the police with no sirens, just lights on, not the fire department, telling people door to door that they had to leave. Later we learned that the fire chief and his lieutenant were both off duty that night, and I found that very odd that no backup protocols, apparently, I don't know, were not used or weren't used instead, and that they apparently were out of reach or something. I mean, this just doesn't add up. Now, I can go on and on. I don't want to spend all of our time on the oddities of that night, but you get the picture. There's just more than 1,000 red flags going on here. So from the beginning, there was a total abandonment of the authorities to use the emergency systems. We also had a landline, but with the power out, it didn't work. So immediately I knew that these fires weren't normal. And it had to be I believed it had to be some kind of a military operation, and that's still my belief right now. I started
the people with eyes to see. Here's this neighborhood before. And I want you to look, you guys, there's absolutely nothing left. You don't see any part of any of the structures anywhere. This isn't possible. There's something else going on here.
I have to say that after our investigative report of Paradise, the town of Paradise, and actually up to about a total of 6 other small towns in the vicinity of Paradise, which is in Butte County, we went and we interviewed and we looked at the massive military operation that has now come into the city. They're pushing out local health departments in favor for government health departments. It is fully taken over by military operation. There's curfews at nighttime. You can't go in past the burn lines. If you have the
use with the evidence of causing us to suspect these technologies being used to intentionally start these fires, which I would remind everybody that if people are intentionally starting these fires, they are guilty of genocide. Period, the end. But it appears with these technologies that there is some correlation to it causing its own local wind pattern. And that was evident with the Tubbs fire down through the Napa Valley. People were reporting these crazy winds. And people were even reporting it quite a distance away from there. I saw some reports where people felt it in San Francisco.
And typically fires do create their own weather. They create their own wind and create their own weather. And
we're talking at the start, though. the start.
Yeah, so, but I mean, just typically, natural fires, throughout our career, we know that they create their own weather to a certain extent. Now, if you're enhancing them, or if they're being weaponized through technology, then it would just only make sense that everything would be enhanced, the winds, everything else would just be much greater based on, the heat, whatever else.
Interesting, smart winds, right? These winds that would be so smart,
winds, smart fires, smart meters.
right? Speaking on that idea.
Plastic, whether it be garbage cans or play structures, seemed to be fine, and it just seemed similar to what you'd see if you stuck those in a microwave oven.
Wow.
And then you start reading about directed energy weapons, and it's like, oh my God, is this? I mean, and I'd love somebody to explain another way, another theory, another method that would explain these anomalies that we've seen. And I hope this is not the case, but that makes the most sense for me at this point. It makes the most sense of what's going on.
When I think of directed energy weapons, I think of lasers, laser technology. And the evidence is out there for anybody that wants to look, anybody that thinks this is a bunch of hocus pocus, that these things don't exist. The evidence is all over the internet. These companies give these elaborate presentations for their stockholders and show off their wares. And yeah, this is a laser weapon that we mounted to the nose of this airplane. I mean, the evidence is out there. So there's virtually no argument that they exist.
It exists. The military has it. It can be done from satellite.